welcome everyone to round 4. Let's tell our players they are good to go, and let's have a fun, clean match here. OldRich versus TheBoxer. OldRich gonna take a mulligan, and sketchy second hand here. The Tokas too. Man, Tokas, have not seen that in Elysian spells ever, but still a good card. Instead, gonna go down to 6. And a Dazzle and a Maveloft Huntress and 4 power. TheBoxer, on the other hand, is going to have Grenadin Drone, Devour, Blight Pass, Smuggler. I like TheBoxer start here.
Yeah, OldRich throwing back a couple of bunkers and coming up air. So we'll have to see where this goes. The Dazzle can be nice against a Defile or a Display, but if those are coming off of the practice Trove, that's not a great trade. So OldRich picking up one of the 2 Gen Immersions off the top of their deck, while TheBoxer is going to start to swing in with
And then a Whispering Wind too, just going off. Ooh, Snowball's good, but you know what Snowball doesn't hit? Does not hit Whispering Wind. And Huntress now on 3 cannot take out that Whispering Wind either. So not going to be able to stop that Whispering Wind. Not like a Dazzle, but not going to do that. So tough sledding here for OldRich. Had to go to 6 and not the fastest hand. And TheBoxer had a pretty good hand. It's going to be playing from behind here.
Yeah. So
are going to go at that Dazzle. Wow, that proactive Dazzle just to make sure that Whispering Wind can't attack. Comes Praxis Trove for TheBoxer. So everything coming up Boxer at the start of this one. Got the early play, got the Trove, got the Whispering Wind. Now, OldRich with that Dazzle can Huntress that Whispering Wind if they want. Probably the best play.
I think you have to.
I think you have to, yeah.
Whispering Wind starts attacking. One attack is a substantial advantage. 2 attacks is probably game over.
It's true. Yep, I think you have to. So OldRich having to use a proactive Dazzle and then a 3 Huntress there to take care of that. Boxer going with another Praxis Trove. So once Boxer's able to start going off, it's going to feel real good here. Another Dazzle to draw for OldRich. Not as useful here.
No, Boxer doesn't have his second Shadow Influence yet. So those know when to hold him will have to go for the broken contract. True. Still isn't a bad.
Yeah, it's still fine. Yeah, still fine but there. Here we go. There's that Learn Imitator as we mentioned.
And there's the Kindling Carver, which is going to fire off a pair of Know When to Hold 'Ems for a broken contract.
There we go. Know when to hold them.
And OldRich down to 1 power, so Boxer knows that
Defile is going to pop that Aegis, then a second Defile is going to take care of that unit.
Is it? I don't think it will.
Has something to say about that. Yeah.
No, I think both Defiles are just going to pop.
Do they both?
Yep.
Do they both fizzle?
Yeah.
Or does the second one fizzle because of that? Interesting.
No, they both hit the Aegis because they occurred at the same time.
Huh. Okay. All right, never mind. I thought the first one would pop it, but if they go at the same time, they both hit the Aegis. Interesting. But 2 4-1s out for Boxer, and gonna get to sacrifice those. So you can explain that one after this first game with the Praxis Trove Sellsword costing 2 trick. But gonna get out some Sellswords, gonna get some bonus spells cast, gonna get more displays of Menace here now that we're playing the Smuggler. So Boxer just working his way up the Trove ladder here.
So both Troves completing their sequences. I think that's going to put Boxer way ahead here. And I have to imagine he's gone for either an open contract or a combust.
Yeah, going to get open contract. Open contract and then drawing 2 Grenahens there. Smuggler. Well, this is what this deck wants to do. As you mentioned, doesn't even need Shrine to Carve it right away. Can kind of just play the value game. Just play units, play spells, draw more cards, play more units, all sorts of stuff going on here. Here comes that open contract, going to take care of OldRich's only unit. But OldRich, as we know, has that pause for reflection.
Interesting choice from Boxer to use the open contract on essentially what's a bold adventurer now.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, it's true. All
I
right, some
thought I thought
options here for OldRich. So OldRich can play out Master Conjurer or can play out another Merchant plus a Dazzle. They also have Learned Imitator, which they can turn anything into. Gonna get a Lightning Storm. Okay. Lightning Storm gonna take care of the Carver and the 2/4 ones. I mean, that's something. It's an
sure,
action that can be taken. Grenahan gonna draw a Whispering Wind.
but of course when almost the entire deck is a bunch of dorks
Refill
that
your hands, yeah.
yeah that just refill your hand. Well, okay, you
Yeah,
killed a
cleared the
couple of
board. Yeah, killed a couple of units that I was gonna sack anyway. Here comes another pair of Grenahan that just drew me 2 more cards.
right.
Tough.
Gets a quick little chump check. Uh,
Yep.
Here comes the Whispering Wind, and does OldRich have anything now to deal with Whispering Wind? Not on this turn.
Well, can they make a Storm Dancer is the question. No, they can't. They need 6. Well, I wonder if you could have gone Primal Etchings, trade the Imitator for a Snowball or a spell, then Conjurer. Might have been able to. You might have been able to make a Storm Dancer. Would have been close. I'm not sure if you could have or not. I think that would have been another option. Would have been play out the Conjurer, use the Primal Etchings, get your 6th Primal, trade out of the way the Imitator to get a spell, and then cast your 2nd spell. Not that that's necessarily a winning play. Instead, going to play out the Learn Imitator, going to get a Giral, and then trade away for the Helio. Draw 3 cards next turn.
Right. And Helio is also a reasonable block for the Whispering Wind, but again,
True. True. All right, Kroll off the Whispering Wind trigger there. That's going to get a Smuggler. These cards just all work so well together.
yep.
Grab a Null Blade this time.
Hit that draw while the gong is good.
Yep. Null Blade 5/3. That's gonna take out the draw, and it's gonna survive too. You love to see it because draw only
Because
had the 2 power.
from the Learned Imitator, yep.
Oh, yep. So Null Blade gonna stick around. 5/3 weapon. When a unit weapon goes to the void, it gets -5/-5. Summon got blanked because of the face ages, but well, it's no power. So OldRich gonna play out that Helio, gonna draw some cards, but can't pop this Null Blade this turn.
Nope. Oh wow. So Boxer actually taking out the Merchant instead of the Helio. I am not sure I agree with that line because I'd want to get a free attack with my Whispering Wind.
Hmm. Hit that Kroll. Kroll is going to replay Crafty Occultist, which is going to draw 2 cards. There's so much value here. As you mentioned, OldRich going to take that free block and take out that Whispering Wind here. Now, the Boxer does have another Smuggler, so can go to the market once again. Can get a Strange Burglar, can get a Shrine. Let's see, it might be time to get the Shrine now. Nope, going to get Kroll to
Nope.
get back Kindling Carver. Okay. Sack a unit. Get some more value. Boy, and this time now there's enough in the void where that Kato is going to get an 8/8 brawler for Boxer. So no more little 1/1s. Now we're in the game. Now we're in the time of the game to get some 8/8s here. And OldRich, I mean, got a handful of full of stuff to do. The problem is that Boxer has just been able to do exactly what they wanted all game, and OldRich is just priced into a bunch of cards that hate to say don't do a lot. I mean, they're powerful cards. I mean, Draw's super powerful. Mavel Huntress is great. Dazzle's great, but they don't really impact what Boxer's trying to do at all.
No. Boxer's plan is lines up pretty well against spot removal. So what is this Maveloft actually going after? Can't go after the giant.
Yeah,
Can't
it's
go
just
after
gonna
these.
take just a 1-for-1 the crafty cultist, but that's the thing with this Carvet deck is just your 1-for-1 removal just doesn't matter. So
No,
Boxer does not care. Crafty occultist already drew 2 cards, already was a body on the board. It just doesn't care about that at all. Gonna get some big attacks in here for Boxer. Boxer has Kroll, Kato, and Kindling Carver in hand. Dazzle the 8/8, block block.
well, yep, that
Go to
keeps
6.
keeps OldRich alive this turn. But oh, here's another Kato with another giant,
With the
and
Kato again
with
and
the
a
call
Kindling Carver. Yeah.
third.
Gonna get another 8/8. Oof, gross. Oh, and another Kato 2 off that. Oh my goodness.
Oh, the giants.
I think I heard through the camera. I saw a smile there on Boxer's face with that hitting the third Kato there.
Oh, the
A
stompies.
little smile. OldRich with the desperation Giral attack. We've seen it before, but Boxer
Okay,
says block, block, block.
here's three giants. Play around your equivocate, play around double equivocate, play around dazzle.
Yeah.
How many cards are in your hand?
Triple block.
Not enough.
You can equivocate, you can dazzle, but it's not going to matter. I'm just going to eat the 8/8, and that is game. Congratulations, the Boxer, on taking game number 1. That was a long game number 1. I don't want to count OldRich out of that too early, but that game was pretty decided and heavily in Boxer's favor from the very beginning of that game.
Absolutely.
OldRich had an awkward 6. The Boxer had a really good 7, and it just took all game to kind of play it out. But that was the
right.
Once Boxer was able to start snowballing there and start getting it going, there was very little that OldRich could do other than just try to stay alive, try to get some engine going. But it was just a very, very long uphill battle from there.
Right. The key cards for Elysian in this matchup are an early Wump. Early Wump just gonna run away with the game.
Yeah,
and
sure.
Conjurer getting, because ultimately the Menace deck only has the 2 pieces of removal in the market. So the question is, how quickly can Elysian actually stick some of those in?
All right, well, let's get time for game 2. Boxer was our winner in game number 1. Boxer keeping a hand on the play. Grenahen, Kato, Whispering Wind, Praxis, Trove, OldRich. Got Master Conjurer, got Huntress, got some Primal Etching, so not a terrible card, not a terrible hand, but unfortunately, no Wump and Mizo and no way to deal with this Whispering Wind.
Woof. Whispering Wind starting the beat.
And here's what you gotta do.
God.
You attack. For those of you who don't know what that was, Whispering Wind attacking. When it attacks, discard a card to draw a higher cost card from your deck. The only thing between 3 and 8 is the Kroll. So discarding your Smuggler goes to the market, or goes to the void, grabs Kroll. Kroll hits you, replays that back to, so you basically get a free 3-drop without having to pay anything. Pretty sweet interaction there.
Yeah, man. Imagine just being able to pay life instead of power for cards in the early game. Like, that is just obnoxious.
Just cheating the rules of the game there, basically. I just got to pay 3 life to play a Smuggler and got to do something else that turn. So, I mean, just look at that value. Got to basically get damage in, play the Smuggler, get to the market, and play my Trove all on turn 3. It was just ridiculous. Woo!
Yep. Hey,
right.
imagine having something twice as good as Phyrexian Mana.
All right, OldRich playing out that Genev Merchant. Gonna go get Learned Imitator. Boxer's gonna play out Kato here, get some units to sack. That's gonna trigger Trove. Trove is gonna hit know when to hold them. That's your 1 cost spell. Praxis Trove, of course, for those of you who do not know, says when you play a 1-cost unit, play a random 1-cost spell, then increase these abilities. So you play that out. Played out the 1-cost
But
Totemite Pup, which plays No One to Hold 'em automatically. That could, if
yeah,
Boxer wants to, go get a. I didn't do it here. Instead, got a
except there,
Skycrack banner.
yeah, there is no unit in the void for
Oh.
Boxer to activate any fate ability.
Yeah, so no broken
So
contract. So normally what you do is you get the broken contract, which gives you a 2-cost unit, gets played, you do it again, but no unit in the void. So the fate trigger wouldn't give you it. So I went, maybe that's what took Boxer a second. Said, but I just draw this instead.
yeah, so, wait a minute, I don't have anything in the void. Crap, time to get
Yeah.
creative.
But I love that that's like, even the fail case is still like, okay, well, no one to hold him a power, then I'll just discard it to Whispering Wind to basically just get a free smuggler. Like, okay. So sure.
Right.
You still got a free smuggler. Great.
Yeah, this deck has a lot of ways to get back on its feet after a little slip up.
Yeah, and this deck, it didn't win the Open. We know that Feln won. Obviously, Feln had some nerfs as well, but
Yep.
the decks at the Open were also, it was very early in that format. I think the decks
Right.
have definitely gotten both more polished, and the players have gotten a lot more experience playing with it. So maybe
Right.
you're looking at this and said, well, why didn't this win the Open? And some of it's the nerfs, but you give 2 weeks of tuning and practicing to these players with this deck, and all of a sudden a deck this complicated gets really powerful in that case.
For sure. Yeah. You know, I was up against Fell in the first round, top 64. My opponent had some great draws, and I'm not sure I played it optimally either. So, it's 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 a deck that really requires a lot out of its pilot, and with only a couple of days to practice it, I was basically learning the deck in just going through the first 28 games.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
oof,
Boxer's going to play on more fodder, more sack fodder out there. OldRich has got Master Conjurer here. They've got a Primal Etchings and a Treasure Trove. They're going to play out the Geralt. So if this Master Conjurer sticks, OldRich can start making Storm Dancers next turn. But we know that the Boxer has the open contract in hand, as well as a bunch of other things to do. Got Display of Menace, Open Contract, a second copy of Trove, a Bright Path Smuggler, a Kindling Carver, and a Grenadin Drone. So Boxer actually able to play Carver and play this Open Contract if they'd like. And remember, Boxer's doing this all with 3 power. This whole game, they've got 3
right,
power. They even threw a power away, obviously off of that no one to hold them. Not that they'd be able to play that anyway, but pretty impressive
right.
what that can do with just a little bit of power.
Oh, for sure. The joke is everyone's playing modern and throwing an FPS Trove as a legacy deck.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm not sure I'd take it that far, but you know, part of the advantage of having a deck with lots and lots of cheap cards is that even when you're stuck on power, you're still in the game. You still
Yep.
can play just about everything.
And not that OldRich really had an option there, but that's one disadvantage of that's the risk with playing out the Conjurer without having the 2 spells ready, is that you play it out, you pass the turn, your opponent has a chance to kill it before you get any flyers. So playing out basically a 3 power 1/5 there, ate the removal spell. Primal Etchings gonna go to the market. Let's see. Lightning Storm again? Yeah, Lightning Storm again, but
Oof, is that just going to result in a giant?
oh, we have to see the units. Let's see. We're at 10.
Very
Uh,
close. And the
Maybe. I don't
snowball
think
off the top.
so. Oh yeah, snowball off the top. Nice. We'll see if OldRich snowballs that Kato. I think they should. I don't know if the Boxer could actually get it this next turn with only 10 units on the board, but it's probably not worth
No,
the risk.
no. Anyone stack out when that giant.
Yeah, it's
So
true.
OldRich, definitely erring on the side of caution.
Err on the side of caution for sure. Boxer going to draw a second copy of Display of Menace for the draw. You know, the only thing for OldRich here though is that Boxer has a lot of things in hand, but still a little bit awkward. Now they can praxis Trove into a Grenadier drone now, so if they want to go Trove into drone into broken contract, they can do that now.
And looks like Boxer's taking that exact line if I do.
Oh, not
Nope.
playing the drone. Okay, so just playing out the Trove, which means attacks here from Giral. Ooh, wanted that primal symbol. That would have activated Giral, but that's all right. Here comes a sigil.
So
Got
do we
another
see this learn
Conjurer.
imitator for one?
Yeah, there you go. There's Wump and the Conjurer. So let's put it all out there. Broken contract off the top. That's going to get you the Cell Sword.
So Wump works very well with Master Conjurer in that
It does.
picks up the spell count by one, and then this treasure trove is going to drop this Storm Dancer. First, we're going to get a trove sequence.
Here we go. Trove, broken contract, 4-1. Up to 3. Display of Menace. Let's sack a unit.
Nope, that wasn't for a broken contract. That was for the Krull. The Krull got the
Oh, for the Kroll, you're right. I'm sorry. The Kroll got back. That's right.
got the
That's what played
smuggler,
the 3-drop. Yep, you're right. That's what played the 3-drop. Got the display. That went to the market. Whew, trying to carve it. Let's get some lifesteal going. Hard to follow those Praxis Trove trains sometimes, but you're right.
So this is lethal if no blocks are assigned. And I think OldRich has to no. OldRich has to sacrifice 2 units. Well, not sacrifice, but
Jump them, yeah.
block away.
Oh, that hurts. And now Boxer up to 33, so even the Giral machine gun combo is not really going to do anything here.
No. So.
All right, let's attack in. We've got our 8. Wump and Mizo flipping there. We've got our 8. Here comes a treasure trove, but I think it's too little or too late at this point. Boxer's already got everything they need going. Plenty of
So
ways
what
to...
are we looking for? One of those 2
Hailstorm?
copies.
All right.
Ooh, one of those 2 copies of Pause for Reflection.
Pause for reflection. That's pretty good.
So I don't think that OldRich could have drawn up these draws any better. So this.
Ooh, but again, we're seeing this. So here's this train. We've got Blypest Smuggler, triggering the Trove, Display of Menace, sacking unit. That's going to turn on trying to carve it. That's going to pump everything. Also drawing 2 cards. Getting a Krull. That's going to get a Kato. That's going to get an 8-8. And that is going to be too much for